Hello! It's about time we play some Saturn games. What do you think? I guess now's as good a time as ever. Also, apologies for my voice. I am recovering from the worst cold, as you can hear. So I'll be tapping my mic to mute my mic so you don't have to hear me coughing all the time. I'm getting horrible stares across the room from me. And there's a finger. There you go. The Saturnology hate account is doing exactly as it should be. Throwing up hate. I know how it is. Anyway, let's play games. We're not playing Dig Dug. I don't know if you can hear her across the room. Here, start talking, actually. The finger speaks louder than words, apparently. No, we got the Saturn Wireless Pro controller. So we're going to try out some games with it. So we're going to start with the tried and true classic. So this controller this is that wireless retro bit controller with the two analog sticks. So we're gonna try just basic. We'll do a basic race just to get it together, right? And then we're gonna try to enable the 3D mode on this because the 3D controller mode on early driving games like these just mimic the racing wheel. So I'm curious to see how well that works. So when I initially opened this, the controller, the D-pad left me a bit worried. What's up, Wolf Sight? Yeah, the D-pad on this thing had me initially a bit worried because it felt a bit mushy on the down direction. It still kind of does, but I was messing around with it a little bit last night, a little yesterday afternoon and stuff. And it really wasn't as bad as I thought it was. It was pretty responsive. I have the other, or like Retrobit's other wireless Saturn pad, and I actually had some pretty nasty like latency problems. But in like looking back, that may have just been my pre-retro Tink 5X era of trying to get upscaled Saturn games running. That may have introduced that much latency, so I'd have to try that again. But I have not noticed any latency with this controller. It's been really nice. The buttons actually feel pretty solid. The D-pad is very responsive so far. Like, the down direction doesn't feel as tight as like a regular Saturn D-pad, but like it's just as responsive, if that makes sense. Had a lot of snow. Where are you located, Wolfside? We had a little bit of snow yesterday, and there's still some on the ground. It's like 14 degrees here right now. I think it's going to drop even further. Actually, how cold is it right now? It's 12 degrees out right now. All right. So I'm gonna reset, and then I'm gonna uh, transfer this controller into analog mode. Oh, you're in Canada. Nice. What part of Canada? If you don't mind me asking. We're based here in Cincinnati. -10 there. Holy shit. Yeah, we had a blizzard here about a year ago, and that's the coldest weather I've ever been in my life. I'm used to Ontario. Okay, I grew up in southeastern North Carolina, where it's like humid and shitty all the time. All right, so 3D mode is turned on this controller. So it should mimic the racing wheel. Yep, there it is. You can see. Yeah, look at that. And shows the racing wheel on the. That's cool. That's very cool. And yeah, the stick's responsive and everything. At least in the menus. Which original controller is it? It's based on the Model 2 pad. Yeah, there's the wide range of analog movement there. Holy shit. Honestly, it's like playing it like with the analog stick, trying to mimic the okay, that's where the brake button is. I have to get used to that. It doesn't control unlike the Dreamcast Daytona, if I'm being honest. Since it's an analog stick mimicking a racing wheel. Rather than it being fine-tuned specifically for a racing wheel. Or an analog stick. And as a result, it is hard to keep it forward sometimes. But also, it wasn't really meant to be played on a controller like this, so... But just the fact that it works. It's very cool. After this, we'll try it with like a bunch of true analog games. But I also want to do like a weird Sega Rally test. Because OG Sega Rally Championship had wheel support, but no 3D controller support. But Sega Rally Plus has 3D controller support. So I'd like to see like just how different those two versions play. Sounds like it controls pretty good. Anyway. I gotta get used to where the brake button is. It's not. It's on the Z button, which is right above the C button. I'm used to like my muscle memory immediately wants me to go hit the B button for brake, but that changes the camera. I mean, ergonomically, it makes sense. Like, I'm not reaching over. It's just a different button. Versions of this use with a Daytona license. Are you talking about, like, Sega Racing Classic and stuff like that? Yeah. I'm just happy, like, in terms of re-releases, there's a way for this game to live on, you know? Especially Daytona 2. Which I have Like a Dragon Gaiden downloaded, but I have not played it yet. I can't speak for that version of Daytona 2 in there yet. I just haven't gotten around to it. Just playing through those Like a Dragon games is just such a time sync. It's a commitment. I just haven't gotten around to playing a game like that. All right. .3D analog mode still on. We're just going to keep it on for a little bit as we go to different games. So I also installed, they just released a firmware for this controller yesterday that supposed to mimic, so this has 2 analog sticks on it. It's supposed to mimic the twin stick mode in virtual on, which is very cool. Actually, well, here, we're going to do Daytona Circuit Edition because that has true analog stick support. And I haven't tried the virtual on stuff yet, so that'll be very interesting. Yeah, at least for Daytona 1, especially, they have to change the songs. But for Daytona 2, at least the songs sung by Dennis St. James, he doesn't say the word Daytona in them, as far as I know. I know the Takenoko Mitsuyoshi intro song, he does say Daytona. We got analog support, nice. And this also uses the triggers for gas and brake. The triggers on this controller are digital, not analog, which is a bummer, but yeah, they still work fine. I mean, I can't get it's a bit harder to get the start, but that's fine. Yeah, this works. I mentioned in my video for this game that I don't really like playing this game with the analog controller, the 3D controller. I just think playing with that controller is just way too sensitive. Like the dead zone on it is it's pretty terrible, honestly. But this feels way more natural. And obviously, analog sticks have come a long way since the 3D controller. I've honestly never really been a big fan of that joystick. It's just way too sensitive. And the D-pad, honestly, not as great as the original Saturn D-pad. But if you're playing virtual on a controller, and there's like a weird twin stick control type, I actually prefer playing it on the 3D controller. Just ergonomically, how the buttons are set up is a lot more usable for the right joystick. I also talk about that in my rodeo for it. I was reading chat. I promise. New tech, yeah. It feels like the 3D controller was definitely built with Nights into Dreams in mind, like for sure. And then anything else that used it just was like kind of, I don't want to say an afterthought, like they programmed these games to take advantage of it, but it's just the joystick itself. Like, if you're looking for like gradual like touch and go movement, it was more about like the analog in terms of its like the direction that you're pressing, not like the amount of analoginess in terms of like how hard you're moving in that direction, if that makes sense. For a game like Knights, you don't really need to feather any particular direction. It's all about just having like 360 degrees of movement in general. Like that was the main draw of using a controller like that for that game. Another game I actually really want to try with this is Gale Racer with a 3D control mode. So, Saturn Memories, and I tried this out like years ago on a stream, but Saturn Memories was talking about how much better that game plays in 3D mode on a 3D controller, since it mimics a racing wheel. My main problem with Gale Racer is that the controls are just, like, your car does not react quick enough when using a D-pad. But when you're playing it on a racing wheel, like you have the luxury of playing with a racing wheel, but on a 3D controller, when you snap to the right with the analog stick, like you move with full speed immediately to the right, which is like ultra sensitive for a game like that, but also like works in that game's favor. But anyway, yeah, this game works pretty well, as you would hope. It's just a shame this controller doesn't have analog triggers, but for what it does, it controls very well. But also, I want to say, like, people harped on, well, even me, I harped on this game for, well, maybe not, maybe harp is the wrong word. Criticized this game for its not so great controls. Playing with an analog stick, at least on Circuit Edition, this game controls great. So this game actually makes Circuit Edition better. That's great. We're already 2 for 2 on improvement. All right, so we got an interesting test. We're going to do the Sega Rally test here. So we're going to play regular Sega Rally pre-plus update. So this won't have analog controller support. This only has analog wheel support. So this controller will translate wheel inputs. But then Plus has the 3D controller as an option.
Sega Rally Championship.
So we'll just do a quick time attack. We'll do Idiot Cube. We'll do the same car and track for both tests.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so it detects it. And it has all the sensitivity of just hammering a wheel to a certain direction. You can see it right there.
Long, easy right, maybe. Very long, easy left. Medium left. Medium left, maybe.
Oh, what is...
Long, medium right.
Okay, C is... What's the brake on this controller?
Caution, hairpin right. K left.
Okay. It's the same dealio, since it's a wheel. Since we're using wheel inputs, the brake button is different.
Easy left. Long, medium right. Easy right.
It is kind of great, though, seeing, like, just how much you're fucking whipping these wheels. playing Brutal Doom. I had my fun with Brutal Doom back when it was new. I will say earlier today, I finally got to try out Power Slave Exhumed on PC. That is the optimal way of playing Power Slave over the Saturn version, 100%. That game is fantastic.
Medium left. Medium left, maybe. Long medium right. Caution, hairpin right. K left. Medium right.
Like, once you get used to like the sensitivity of it, since you're
Easy right, easy
mapping wheel controls to an analog stick, like this control's pretty fine.
long
It's goofy looking for sure, but
easy right.
the wide range of motion you get, it feels really good to just have that.
Very long easy right. Long easy right, maybe. Very long easy left. Medium left. Medium left, maybe. Long medium right. Caution, hairpin right. K left. Medium right. Easy right, easy left. Long medium right. Easy right. Finish!
Nice. Digital textures with proper transparencies. That's interesting actually. I know people definitely modded the arcade version, but I don't know about the original Saturn version. All right, so now we're going to Sega Rally Plus. We're gonna do the Japanese Plus instead of American Netlink Plus, just because I know for sure Japanese Sega Rally Plus has analog support. Netlink Plus probably does as well, but we're just gonna play it safe. Sega Rally Plus. Access to such great music. Yeah, I mean,
Sega Rally Championship.
they put the time and investment into having a good music department. I mean, they had a whole in-house band. I mean, that was also the thing in Japan. Like, a lot of game companies had in-house bands. Like Konami, Taito. You had the Konami Kuheiha Club. I think that's how you pronounce it. Taito had Zuntata. Sega had SST. We're gonna same car, same course. Just so that's the best way to compare and contrast. And yes, I need to download that Symphony of the Night mod because
3, 2,
I've never really played through Symphony of the Night before, and I feel like it'd be really cool if I played it on Saturn. This more or less feels... This kind of feels the same, but you can tell with the wheel movements, but I don't know, the car feels like it's animating less goofy. I don't know, maybe that's just me. And then you also have the triggers for gas and brake.
medium left.
Let's look at that whip.
Long, medium, right. Caution, hairpin right. K left. Medium right. Easy right, easy left.
I have a version of Symphony of the Night modded on here, but it's not that new version, and I don't think it has the English text in it. I want to say it's like the 4 meg RAM cart mod that's like, it kind of fixes some of the slowdown stuff, but not really.
Very long, easy right.
Like obviously that new Saturn mod, it's like a combination of like the 4 meg RAM cart edition and English text, but it still doesn't fix some of the major problems that game has, which mostly comes down to like its weird resolution and also the amount of slowdown it continues to have.
Long, medium, right. Caution, hairpin right. K left. Medium right. Easy right, easy left. Long, medium right. Easy right.
I was gonna say, there's been very few official re-releases of Symphony of the Night. Now I'm thinking about it, like there's no real.
Long, easy right, maybe.
I mean, there are easy ways of playing it on modern hardware, but like not as many as you'd think there would be, especially for a game as like big as Symphony of the Night. Like it's part of Castlevania Requiem on PS4, so you can play it that way. The 360 version is backwards compatible, I think. Pretty sure it's backwards compatible. You had that PSP version that was released with Dracula X Chronicles,
Caution, hairpin right.
and that's kind of it. Like there hasn't been any Castlevania collections that have included it.
Medium right.
It's never been on a Nintendo system, like in any form, as far as I know. Never been released on as part of like any collection on a Nintendo platform.
Medium right.
And I don't know if it ever had an official PC release, either in US or Japan.
Finish.
Yeah, this feels real good. 3 for 3. Or 4 for 4 if you count OG Sega Rally. Alright. What do we got next? Honestly, most of the stuff I want to be trying is going to be racing games, which is fitting for the channel, but we're going to play some other stuff too. Like Virtual On at some point. I had to pull up the FAQ to figure out like what exactly has changed. I also need to I should pull up a list of like all the 3D games as well. That'd probably be helpful. F1 Challenge, that would be a wheel game. Hang on GP. Ooh, I'll hold out on this one because that'll be very interesting to see. I'm trying to think, there's not many 3D games. Croc famously doesn't work on this. Has a bunch of weird glitches with it. Hold on. Let's pull up a list. Controller games. Compatibility. Let's see. Baroque Battle Garega on here. King Spirits 2. That's another racing game. Probably about 2097. Touring car. We'll definitely try that. Saga, Petergrun Saga and Zwei. Oh, Power Slaving Quake. Ooh, we'll try those. And a bunch of Sega Ages releases. Manx, that'd be good. Night Striker, also good. Duke Nukem, Die Hard Trilogy? Oh, wait for the racing game. Actually, the
do we choose which moon it takes us to?
you know, that like that behind the back, that overhead shooter game. Crypt Killer. Yeah, I guess with a bunch of the like light gun shooters. Dark Savior. Oh yeah, definitely Dark Savior for sure. And House of the Dead. Let's do House of the Dead. Let's do a level of House of the Dead. Yeah, right here. Let's do a level of that. I have that Castlevania Advance collection. I played through, like, I just kind of bought that and be like, yeah, I just really want to play those because I never played the GBA Castlevanias. Played through all of Circle of the Moon, all of Harmony Dissonance, and got very far in Aria of Sorrow, which is definitely the best one of those three, but never got around to finishing it. So, and I'm at a point now where I'm so disconnected from where I've stopped in that game that I just should just restart it. But no, yeah, Aria of Sorrow is fucking great. It's definitely the best of the trilogy.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that movement. It's weird. Your crosshairs moving at a different angle. Let's reload. A is shoot, C is reload. The fact that you had to move your thumb that far across the controller to reload is really fucking annoying.
Help!
Yeah, we're not gonna play this for very long.
Sophie?
They certainly tried with this port.
Logan, it's you!
Sophie!
Don't get me wrong, I'm very glad this port exists at all.
No! No! No!
Castlevania Legends. I thought they did release Castlevania Legends. Yeah, I think that's been released on Switch. It's part of the Game Boy Switch Online stuff. I think. I could be wrong. I could have sworn that they just put that out recently. I have to double check it though. So I remember they like, was it Koji Igarashi like disowned that game or whatever? And like in retrospect, it's like, yo, dude, like don't be a dick. That game's fine. Like, yeah, he made it non-canon, and wasn't it like the fact that like, because that was supposed to be like an origin story, like you play as Sonia Belmont, and that was like, yeah, Simon's mom or whatever, and he's like, yeah, no way.
No! Thank you.
And then they made that, remember that Dreamcast Castlevania that was supposedly coming out, or that was in development, that there's like a version of that kind of got released somewhat recently, and that was also supposed to be like a continuation of Sonia Belmont's story.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you. Take this.
What? Bless you.
Help!
That voice.
Help! Help!
Oh, sweet. Nice.
Are you okay?
I was so scared.
On. Had a bit of a coughing fit. Oh, I can use the left trigger to reload.
Sophie!
You must stop Curian, or else something terrible will happen.
Sophie!
One level of that's enough. It works. Does it make the game better? I don't know. There's problems with that game. You want to play that with Lycan anyway. An analog controller was not going to fix that game, so. But it works. It works fine. Works as how you would expect it to, and that's great. All right, let's back to the list. What do we got? Darklight Conflict. What is that? Oh, I think it's a space game. Do I even have that on here? No. I have it on disc, but that's going to be a problem hooking up. Zero. What's Fanta Step? Adventure game. Supposed to be released in the West. I've never heard of this game actually. Yeah. Let's do Quake actually. Actually, do I have Power Slave on here? Yeah, let's just go Power Slave since that's fresh in my mind.
During the time of the pharaohs, the city of Karnak was a shining example of civilization that all other nations could only hope to
Sit down
emulate.
motion Space Harrier after
Today,
burning and Galaxy Force. Hot
Karnak
damn,
lives
dude.
on, surrounded by the spirits
Here's a
of
local
the
arcade
past.
here,
However,
called
something
Arcade
has
Legacy.
gone terribly
That is
wrong.
pretty good.
Unknown forces have seized the city, and great turmoil is spreading into
They don't have very much in the way of like deluxe cabinets like that. It's mostly like
from all parts of the globe
some pretty
as
basic
secret
cabinets, but they got some
into
weird
the
stuff too.
Karnak Valley. But
All of their
nothing
deluxe
is
stuff is like
the
really
great
fancy
power of this
rhythm
new
games.
empire.
We'll skip this. There's your analog movement. with Sega titles. Nice. You get triggers for strafe, which I'm sure if this were analog, I mean, I assume like even the strafing would have been analog as well, but since, yeah. I played like the deluxe Monaco GP at, what was it, the Musée Mécanique in San Francisco. That game is so cool to play in a sit-down cabinet form. There's a lot less enemies, but I'm playing this on hard mode on PC, so that's probably why. I guess this defaults to normal difficulty. I'll see.
Welcome, mortal. I am King Ramses. When my body was laid to rest here, my name was not forgotten, and my spirit was blessed in the realm of the dead. For centuries I lived in splendid afterlife, among the most powerful gods of the world. Now, my eternal sleep has been broken by a savage race of creatures known as the Kielmat. These beasts have stolen my mummified corpse and are draining the power from it to use as their own.
Oh, you know what? After this, we'll play Monaco GP Sega Ages on here.
Like a terrible wave of fire,
That'll be interesting.
burning all living things in its path. The world as we know it.
Yeah. Do another level of this. We'll get to the second camel before we go to the next game. Yeah, we gotta try Monaco GP on this. That's gonna be nuts.
The room on the left is completely dead. Confirmed. If you go let it act like well, I got blocked about
One you didn't recognize, forgot the name. Bummer. Alright, let's try Monaco GP. Want Memorial Selection 2. Alright, I love this intro actually. Could you tell what era it was from at least? Or not really? Oh, shit. It is not recognizing this controller at all. Hold on. I'll put it back in 2D mode. Okay. Put it back in 2D mode. Alright, I'm gonna... put it in 2D mode to get to it. I'm thinking this won't work. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work. It's a bummer. Oh, that's a bummer. 3D controller doesn't recognize it. All right, let's go back to the list. All right, we got... let's go back to Japan. Let's try Night Striker. Actually, I don't think I've ever played Night Striker on here. I have played the arcade version like fairly recently, or at least within the last 2 years, and I was like, honestly, I was kind of bored by it, if I'm being honest. guess it was worth it for the intro. Now we're seeing it. Now we're seeing this intro. Also, hi, Lindsay.
Standby ready?
Y'all came. We're down.
I just pressed start. I didn't know what I hit start on, actually. Abducted doctor and his daughter. Oh, no. Oh, Jesus. Oh, boy. All right.
Standby ready? Good luck.
So it's a space harrier, like. So when you recenter the analog stick, you just recenter to the screen. So that's why all the movement looks all jerky. Because it's literally like your ship's going where the analog stick physically is placed. I don't know if my ship's supposed to go through the road. I think that might be a weird thing with the mode. Unless that's an actual problem with the Saturn version. It just looks so goofy.
There are more outside.
Where are we going? Let's go to the canal. Like, this is definitely something you'd want to play with the mission stick. It's probably, yeah, it's definitely built specifically for that, for sure. Indeed, Sega loved their sit-down cabinets. Also, that guy was a fucking pushover. Let's go tunnel. Let's keep it interesting. Oh, Jesus. It's a big old beach ball. Yeah, I'm definitely not supposed to be, like, going into the ground like that. Neat. Do I just keep playing this, or do I go to the next game? You pretty much got the gist of this. Now, part of me is just kind of curious. I guess we'll go to this guy. Pinball game. Ooh. I can play a pinball game. The music kind of has me, like, sticking around, if I'm being honest. If I lose another life, we'll go to the next game. I'll have to look up the soundtrack for this. I mean, this is a Zuntata joint, so of course it's going to have great music. That's a pretty cool game. It seems to be a pretty faithful arcade adaptation. From what I remember, the arcade version does run a little smoother, has a bit of a smoother frame rate. Also, the menu sound effects sound fucking crazy. Shoot speed low. I just want to hear it again. That's pretty good. All right. Yeah, we'll let's play a little pinball. I don't think there's any that take advantage of the 3D controller, but you know what? Let's get a palate cleanser. You know, let's just spice it up. I've been enjoying a lot of pinball recently. Why don't we just keep it going? What's up, Executioner? And when you bring up Saturn pinball, there's only one worth playing. I mean, this one and Last Gladiators, but when people want to play Saturn pinball, they want to play Necronomicon. I want to wait. I want to save. We're trying out this 3D controller. I want to save. Hang on GP when we have a bigger crowd, because I think that's gonna elicit some reactions from people. I think if what I believe is gonna happen in that game, because that has wheel support. That game works really well with a wheel, but when you map that to an analog stick, in my mind, things are gonna go down with that game. Let's go to the
In
dream.
dark knowledge, beware.
He'll take over. He'll decide. He'll awake. He'll come through the dreamlands. The stars are strange. The moon seems so near. Far away a temple stands. Far away in a dreamland.
I should have chose the Arkham Asylum table. That one's got some good music.
The wall of sleep now. He'll take over. He'll decide. He'll awake. He'll come through the dreamlands.
But also, as far as like video game pinball goes, like this just controls and feels just so good. I don't know what it is. It's like a combination of like the sound effects, the ball physics. It's like things just react the way that you think they should. These are just really well made digital pinball games. It's a shame they only made, like, as far as I know, Kaze only made 3 of these. 2 of them on the Saturn, and they made that they made Akira Psycho Ball. Oh shit. Which I only recently found out that Akira Psycho Ball was by this developer.
all. He's the librarian. He's the warrior. He's the light in the dark. He holds the scrolls.
No.
He'll take over. He'll decide.
Music was getting so good. Oh, Power Rangers Zeo Pinball. Yes, that one too.
Through the dreamlands.
No. Yes, I love me some epic pinball as well.
Are strange. The moon seems so near. Far away a temple
That's
stands.
nice.
Far away in a dreamland.
Do another one. Do I have any? Are there any recommendations for which of these 4 tables? Since we already did Dreamland, I was gonna do Arkham, but if the other 2 are also of any good, I'm not as well versed in this game as I feel like I should be. Arkham it is.
This book might take you far away. The book holds the names. The book holds the tales of the dreams and nightmares that forever will exist. In the shadows they live, of ancient tales they speak. In stone they write, of the places hiding from the light. You can walk
No.
the cosmic landscape's touch, but be aware and understand. Recover your soul. Come back here. The book holds the names. The book holds the tales of the dreams and nightmares that forever will exist. In the shadows they live, of ancient tales they speak. In the stone they write, of the places hiding from the light. You can walk.
Oh shit. Jesus. No. Alright, we're still good. Nope, no we're not.
Darkness has overpowered me.
Oh,
The book holds the names. The book holds the tales of the dreams and nightmares that forever. The book holds the names. The book holds the tales of the dreams and nightmares that forever exist. In the shadows they live, of ancient tales they speak. In stone they write, of the places hiding from the light.
no.
You can walk through the door. The cosmic landscapes
Yeah, this
touch,
game
but be aware
fucking rules.
that this is dark night, and your soul might get lost. For the door is within, beyond the wall of sleep. The mighty messenger will arrive. The eclipses signs, the sacrificial drums beat, and all around dance and chant.
Come on, make it. There we go. There we go.
The book holds the names. The book holds the tales of the dreams and nightmares that forever exist. Cemetery. You have to finish what you started.
Damn.
The book holds the names. The book holds the tales of the dreams and nightmares that forever will exist. In the shadows they
I don't know why it's so hard to hit that middle ramp.
tales they speak. In Arkham Asylum. The beasts.
No.
The book holds the names. The book holds the tales of the dreams and nightmares.
I mean, do we do all the tables at this point? Do we just play a round of all tables? I'm not opposed. Oh, here, I'll do one more and we'll see how we feel. Fucking rats. Look at this dude. This dude in a fucking robe and fucking lantern in a pinball game. It's the same music.
The book holds the names. The book
Could have sworn we chose the other table, but you know what?
dreams and nightmares that forever.
Genuinely thought we chose the other table. Oh dear. Or does this only really realms mode? Oh, maybe this only has 3 tables.
Mighty messenger will speak.
And that was like the big old story mode. It's like realms mode, so yeah. Yo, listen to this.
He carries the message of the ancient ones. He is the first and the last. His dark angels from above will come, and he'll be worshipped by us all. Through the cities and fields, his shadow you can see. He's everywhere you turn. Here he comes, marching in triumph. Around the fire, around the moon and the sun, around the idol of stone. Around we dance, around we wait, to listen to the scream of the one.
I'll say the Demon's Tilt, that's another one that came out semi-recently. Within the last few years, I should say. Another one of those. It's a Devil's Crush like. I played a little bit of that. That's pretty fun. Most of the time, though, I have no idea what I'm doing. It just kind of throws a bunch of like flashy lights and score indicators at you all at once. And you're like getting combos and you're hitting stuff that doesn't feel like it's present on the board. It's kind of weird. But, I mean, it feels good. So, I'm trying to hit that target, I promise. Ugh. There we go.
Dark angels. The dark angels are approaching. Can you hear them?
Nice. Oh.
He carries the message of the ancient ones. He is the first and the last. His dark angels from above will come, and he'll be worshipped by us all. Through the cities and fields, his shadow you can see. He's everywhere you turn. Here he comes, marching in triumph. Eclipse. During the eclipse of blood, the elders will speak.
Ah. More like DLC than a package built around a theme or style. Yeah, like the Zen pinball stuff. Like this thing is an experience. One game I kind of want to try again is Rollers of the Realm. I think that'd be a fun little stream. Well, that's your Necronomicon. This game is cool as hell. Now we have our palette cleanser out of the way. Let us get back to some 3D games. Some 3D control pad games, I should say. All right. Back to the list. Sonic 3D Blast. I should. I mean, I should know that, but also I'm like, huh. I'm glad I have all these. That I have this list that I can actually look at like what these games look like as well to get an idea of like, oh, that's what that game is, you know. What's Ue do Renaissance? Gee. That looks like some weird. What is this? Simulation game. Yeah, I was about to say management sim. That's what it looks like. Here, let's go. I want to try Manx TT actually. Now that I see it on the list. Because I know that has some wonkiness when used with a regular D-pad. This game also, actually, well, this has real 3D controller support, so yeah, this should already control well.
Sega Manx TT Superbike. Please select the race mode. Please select the bike. Please select manual or automatic transmission. Get ready to race! 3, 2, 1.
Alright. We'll say there is like a point on using analog where like it definitely tilts harder. It's not like a dead zone thing, because it's definitely responsive.
Passing the checkpoint.
It's like it gets to a point on the joystick where it's definitely a lot more sensitive. Was that like a first person?
Passing the checkpoint.
Playing this game in first person on a controller, even with an analog controller, is still jarring. Like, you definitely want to play this in the arcade. This game in the arcade is fantastic because you have the like the little foot pedals that you place your feet on to get more balance on the bike. If you've never played this game on the bike in the arcades, it's really fantastic. It feels super good. It's a shame though, you don't really see this game much anymore.
Passing the checkpoint. Passing the checkpoint.
I mean, the controls for this game always felt kind of strange. But visually, this game looks, on the Saturn, I think visually this game looks incredible. But that's just me.
Passing the
Like,
checkpoint.
it keeps a good steady frame rate for the most part. Draw distance is totally acceptable, in my opinion. Like, it gives you enough time to see what's in front of you. There's lots of geometry on screen all the time. The way your dude animates on the bike looks really good. It was one of those games that's, you know, just all right. I have a lot of nostalgia for it. But that's because I played it a lot in the arcades. So far, I haven't played any game on here that has been made worse because of this controller. I will say Night Striker is a strange one, for sure. I'm looking at this list. Netlink Plus for Sega Rally does, in fact, support this, so that's good. Let's try G Vector. That's like a weird, like behind the, it's like a weird 3D shooter kind of thing. I think I have that on here. Do. It is going to be a strange one. I think I've played this like once or twice, probably on a stream. Yeah, this looks familiar. Oh boy, does this feel strange. The way your ship moves doesn't feel right. Like, it's staggered to try to make up for the analog movement. That feels weird. It's far from the worst thing I've ever played, but it just feels... it looks jarring, but I mean, this feels like fine. It just looks strange. Like, my plane is literally flying sideways. Like, it just looks really weird. It's problem with this game is mainly a fault with the visuals and just how it presents its, how it decides to do its analog movement. It's pretty much another Night Striker along those lines. It's a Space Harrier. Not much of an afterburner. Definitely not much of a Phaser Dragoon for sure. The music is definitely very wacky. We'll do Gal Racer next. Oh, it just starts you over. Oh boy. This feels like one of those games where the developer had high aspirations for it, you know? I feel like they were trying to go for like a grandiose feeling, the way you start with that tunnel and the forest and this kind of open air type thing, but it does feel very basic. This game is having of time trying to keep up with itself, it feels like. This is kind of a mess. I'm like one hit away from death. I do not want to restart. Oh my god. That's G Vector. I don't think there's a problem with the controller. I think there's a problem with the game. That game is has got some problems, buddy. Oh boy.
I feel like this one I need to.
Yeah, we'll go to Gale Racer. We'll play a little bit of that. I don't know how many people want to sit through a whole playthrough of Gale Racer, because that's a bit too easy to go through in one sitting. It's kind of a monotonous game to kind of watch, if I'm being honest. Well, we'll see what you guys think. I mentioned this earlier, but Saturn Memories was talking about how this game controls so much better on a 3D pad than D-pad. My Saturn battery's dead, so don't matter. I should probably go to Time Attack, actually, because you get, like, original courses on that. Like, the responsiveness of the car playing with a 3D controller is very good. Like that. You couldn't get that much, like, snappiness with the steering with a D-pad. I play Cyber Speedway Grand Chaser since it's on the thumbnail. Is the thumbnail Cyber Speedway? That should be the thumbnail, but I have not played those yet, but I will actually try those out. Because those are wheel games. So that'll actually be interesting to try. I'll play those next, actually. I didn't even think about those. Thank you for the recommendation, Steven. And I don't know why that's the thumbnail. Which one's the light button? There we go. This is another of those games that I played a lot of in the arcade. Like, from a very young age. Played this a ton. Did, like, the full, like, motion cabinet and everything. I remember playing this game for the first time, and the cabinet swinging side to side, and I couldn't tell you how old I was. I was really young, but I told my dad to stop moving the cabinet. I thought he was the one moving it left and right, but he's like, nah, that's the game doing it, and I was like, oh, wow. That's cool. I just didn't think the game was able to do that.
It wasn't our best, but we definitely got 3-star. I have to look at that.
It shows them down. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. What's the wiper button? There we go. I lift my hand off the controller and instinctively went for the D-pad. It's not gonna work. Yeah, the Radmobile motion cabinet. It's honestly, I would describe it as like a really cute looking driving game. It was single player only, but it was almost like I really enjoyed it at a young age because it felt like it was a racing game for me. Like when I'd go to this arcade I'd go to had like all these like deluxe versions of racing games. Like it had like Sega Super GT, it had Manx TT, it had Daytona 2. Like, and I was really young. Like, I was definitely too small to get a true handle on the bike of Manx TT. I was like physically just small in stature, not able to play that game right. But then I see Radmobile, this tiny little motion cabinet, and I'm like, oh, this is perfect for me. And so I played it a lot. Well into my college years. The arcade had that game for a very long time. We'll finish up this area. I think there's one or two more tracks left in this area. Okay, yeah, this is the last track for this area because we get to fight a big rig. Nope. The Daytona GTX. Yeah, my arcade also had that Daytona GTX. We talked. Yeah, mini golf place. Yep. The fun center in Greensboro. Yeah. I never got to play a whole lot of Daytona GTX because they just kept that cabinet in such horrible shape. Like they never. There's always something wrong with it. Like either a gas pedal wasn't working, or it ate your tokens, or the steering just didn't feel right. That they upgraded the cabinet more or less, but they never took good enough care of it to make it worth playing. Like there's always something wrong with it. Anyway, that's Radmobile. Game controls way better with the 3D controller. But now let's play some Cyber Speedway Grand Chaser. That'll be interesting. At least I hope I have it on here. I should. I'd be kind of upset if I didn't. I think I just saw it. Yeah, there it is. Or even worse, if it didn't recognize the 3D controller as steering wheel input. Saturn could not play Gale Racer. Oh. Oh, something's wrong with this intro. Oh, we're gonna skip it. We're gonna skip the intro. Something's wrong with it. I should have done Grand Chaser. I mean, I probably actually don't have Grand Chaser on here now that I think about it. No, we'll just keep it basic. We're just trying out the controls for these games. But yeah, the Japanese version definitely has a better soundtrack. Oh boy. You can get some steering with this thing. Oh man. The way you whip it, like you could probably like flip this entire thing upside down like that. Holy shit. Oh, this is great.
Lap 2.
I've definitely played the Japanese version. I'll see if I have it on my mode. But yeah, I have both the American and Japanese version on disc.
Lap 3.
It's just the way the car kind of your craft.
Lap 4.
I wonder if this makes like the other machines a lot easier to steer.
Final lap.
Yeah, this controls really well. Here, let's do a bit more. Let's try a more demanding course. Honestly, I don't remember much of the tracks on this. This is Cyber Speedway. The game isn't supposed to look this jerky with the handling. We're kind of doing some stuff that really wasn't intended.
Lap 2.
We're inadvertently kind of improving this game. Yeah, if you ever find yourself playing Cyber Speedway, it's pretty good. I really like this game. There's really nothing super notable about it. What you see is what you get, but it's pretty all right. It's pretty fun, and it's got a wacky story mode. It's just
Lap 4.
the car's not supposed to do this. Yeah, this is.
Warning.
I see you typing up stuff. I will respond to your questions after this lap. I learned that reading chat and playing racing games, while is generally the type of content you get on this channel, is not the easiest thing. I tend to play a lot of racing games on here, which makes reading chat very difficult. But that's also... What I say. Alright, let's see what you get. I really like this Pro Controller. I have been having a great time with it. The triggers, it is a bummer that they're not analog. So I installed the newest firmware. Speaking of, apparently that new firmware update supposedly fixes knights. So I played knights when I got this, and was having a weird issue where knights would just kind of like fly up randomly when he would whenever we get to the shrine thing. Also, the triggers weren't working trying to do stunts. So I did not install the knights patch, but this new firmware from Retrobit that just came out yesterday supposedly fixes it. So we're gonna see how that goes. It's weird. The firmware from Retrobit doesn't install to the controller. That's fine. It doesn't install to the controller. It installs to the receiver. The receiver has a micro USB port on it. Yeah, I kind of went to the Retrobit website on... I didn't realize that the firmware I was installing had just come out that day. It just came out yesterday. And they also added a special controller mode that makes it work like a twin stick for Virtual On, which we will try as well. But yeah, the firmware for the controller is apparently through the receiver, which is interesting. All right. Well, we got our stunts. Stunts are working. Very nice. Alright, so when I deliver this and then leave the shrine, it just randomly goes up. So we'll see if that fixes that. Yeah, it fixes it. Hot damn. Very nice. Yeah, this is infinitely more playable. It's weird that this is the game that would have problems, because you would think this is the one they would probably want to test rigorously. You know what I mean? I mean, at least they fixed it. That's the boost thing. Alright, thanks for stopping by, Gigi. There that was, I want it. Oh well. Did it only really get one trick? Nice. Too early. Anyways, they fixed Knights. That's awesome. All right. Let's try the one I'm actually most excited for. We're going to try Hang On GP. We'll end the stream with Virtual On. But we will definitely be playing a lot more games still. Until I start feeling a bit sleepy. We may play Virtual On sooner than keep playing other stuff. Oh, excuse me. So this game controls really, really well with the steering wheel and literally nothing else. This is a great racing wheel game. It controls so goddamn well with the racing wheel.
The circuit race course.
So mapping that to an analog stick, especially one as small as this, I have my concerns. Oh boy. Oh jeez. Oh no. Oh no. Oh man. Oh boy. You can't say this game isn't responsive. It's ultra responsive. Also, this game, you can, like, kind of shift side to side like an F-Zero, which is weird since you're on a bike. I don't know why the game controls the way it does. Just, oh, Jesus. Oh, this looks great. Oh, man. Like, I can shift to the left while steering to the right. It's really weird. It's like, I've never been on a motorcycle, but I don't think they should control like this. But also, since this is, it's thinking it's a racing wheel, the buttons are mapped incorrectly. Or I should say, it's correct on a racing wheel, it's incorrect on a Saturn pad.
Goal!
Boy, that's a game. Oh man, I'm glad I tried this. Holy shit. That's awesome. That's great.
Make an entry under your name.
You guys, and
More realistic, but in practice makes it if it's F-Zero on bikes. I mean, that's what it, like, only like the shifting side to side thing. Other than that, this controls nothing like F-Zero. It doesn't control like anything. It's its own thing. Speaking of controlling like its own thing, I got another driving game for us to try.
a burger.
Oops.
Unfortunately,
We're gonna do some touring car.
a lot of it.
This
like,
is
heavy duty.
a 3D controller compatible game.
You did a great job. I'm just saying. Only so much I can.
Yeah, we're not gonna worry about correct time and stuff for this. My Saturn clock is on the fritz. My save battery died. I had to replace it. So that's why all these saves are fresh. Nice. Curious, where does that realistically put me? That felt pretty good. Oh dear. Yeah, this game has a handling style that's like way too extreme. It's a real bummer. I would really like to play this in an arcade. Just so I could see what it was supposed to be like. Like the AI is also like pretty relentless in this game. It was exactly the same. Okay. I have this on PC as well, and I remember playing this on PC like a few years ago. Like I happened to come across a disc, and I mean it booted up on Windows 7, no problem. Also, happy MLK Day. Third's not bad. This is gonna be the track where we hit the brake pedal at least once. Tomorrow's MLK Day. Actually, for real. Well, at least for me, in 10 minutes, it's about 10 or 12 minutes, it's going to be MLK Day. How fitting that we're playing Sega Touring Car. Be sure to tune into Mega 64 all week. Hey, Electric Boogaloo Funk, what's up? I will happily take second. January 15th, yep. I'll take that. I will take third overall for Touring Car after not playing it for a while. I'm gonna say that's pretty good. That's a personal victory right there. Yeah, this controls really well. I mean, as good as Touring Car can control. As long as you know what you're getting into, the Pro Controller doesn't harm, doesn't hurt, or improve anything about the game. But you know, if you know how to play it, this is a pretty good way to play it. Oh, you have the Pro Pad too. Nice. Oh, I see you're watching on Twitch. Awesome. It's a good that my restream stuff is working. Hell yeah. Let's see what's next. Yeah, I figured Twitch wasn't really getting any viewers, but but YouTube was mostly getting all the viewers. But I'm like, there's no harm in me using Restream, that kind of stuff. So I just, excuse me. Oh, jeez. Might as well do the Restream stuff. Because I'd used it before, so there was nothing
Go ahead and combine your ingredients.
preventing me from doing it now. Let's see what's next. Let's do. You know what? It says GT24 is compatible. This is a weird one.
I mean,
So I'd be very curious to see how well this handles.
We need to start.
Oh yeah, Steven. If you look at that's why I have the chat on screen as well. So both YouTube and Twitch people would be able to see each other's chats. Classic Jalico jank is correct. I mean, obviously, the arcade version of this is way better. There's no denying that. I didn't realize how many cars were in this. Yeah, let's try Sonic Jam next then. I haven't tried that yet.
3, 2, 1, start!
Like there's I just really don't like how the camera moves behind your car in this game. It just feels gross. It's the best way to describe it. It's gross. It does have a hood cam though. Whoa! Why did I do that? Why did my car do that? Yeah, Le Mans 24 on Model 3 definitely feels good. It also has its fair share of jank, but it controls pretty well for what it is. Yeah, this control's pretty alright. I don't know why I did that, though. Why did I just randomly spin out? Unless... like, I'm missing something with doing hood cam. Alright. Let's see what I'm missing with this corner here. Yeah, honestly don't know what I was doing wrong there. We'll try it again with hood cam. Why is it doing that? I don't get it. Like, I stayed on the road. I wasn't even on the curbing. me see if I can get close to the curbing in third person, see what that did on that turn. F1 challenge? No. Ooh, that sounds like a lot of fun. In any case, I just had a little understeer there. Yeah, this is a weird one. There's definitely some weird inconsistencies with the handling. All right, we'll try the different tracks. I can't skip this. There we go. Oh yeah, definitely. I don't know if you saw it earlier, Legend Boogaloo Funk. We played Hang On GP. If you haven't tried Hang On GP yet, that is a you're in for a treat. Oh man. The frame rate not looking too hot. Oh, maybe it had something to do with how I was tapping the brake? No? I don't know why that was happening. Oh, gotcha. Replace the laser on your Saturn. Oh, man. And you got a VCD card? Nice. Oh, Steven left. I missed that. If you're still watching, Steven, see ya. Oh, I got a cough. Hold on. I'm surviving a wicked cold right now. Yeah, why is it doing that?
I didn't mix 2 flowers, I was trying to throw like
doing something with the triggers that's causing it. Yeah. Okay. I think I know what's going on. If I let go of the gas and then hit gas and brake together, it's doing this. It's fishtailing. Okay. It's making more sense now. Yeah, I think it's just expecting analog gas and brake. Okay. Now we know what's going on.
Oh, we can't get. I guess
I'll have to play more of this later, because now that I got a handle on it, like, other than that, like, I think this handle is pretty good. It's pretty fun. I would like to play more of this. We'll do some Sonic Jam next. We won't do all the fun little modes, but I was gonna say Over Rev was the other one. Yeah, I love Over Rev. When I played it on emulator though, like at least on one of the tracks, and I might be going crazy, but like it feels like the car is like slightly drifting in a direction more than I'd like it to. But then it's only like on that track, on one of those tracks, that I have a problem with it on. Because other than that, like I really enjoy playing Over Rev. I think it's a great little Jalico racer. It improves on everything wrong with GT24. Yeah. Controls how you would expect. We're not gonna do all these challenges because I'm probably gonna get really frustrated if I try to actually complete all of them. I don't play this enough to remember where everything is. I don't know what the other point is. I can't remember if I was on like an actual like floating island or if it's over here. The camera doesn't like to cooperate either. Classic Sonic Team camera. Oh. It's over here. Right next to it. The whole time. Missed it by literally 30 seconds. Okay. Do it on standard with left stick and it's D-pad. Oh, on the Pro controller. Yeah, I didn't realize that either. I don't know why I didn't think about that. But yeah, I was really pleasantly surprised when I found that out. I was like, oh, shit. Like, I know there's the, I don't know if you've messed with, like, the Retro Brawlers, Brawler Gen, Retro Fighters Brawler Gen controller for Saturn. I used that for quite a bit. And eventually the D-pad on it just wasn't cutting it. Like, I really liked that controller for what it was. I think ergonomically, it's the best feeling. It's the best feeling Saturn pad in your hand, but like at the end of the day, like the D-pad just left a lot to be desired. It was on the right track. I feel like if they gave that controller another revision, like I think they could really nail it. And the Brawler Gen also has an analog stick on it, but it doesn't emulate the 3D mode. It's just for digital inputs.
I don't have a charging station. I can't. I have pasta. Oh, bring it to. If you bring it, if you bring it to the center, I can bring you plate and mushrooms.
Touch Miles. I see you. I hear him. I no longer see him. I know he has like a set path, and if you just meet him somewhere, you will eventually find him. Oh, here he comes. Let's just reset.
Okay, can you use
It's like his lowest point right here. There we go. I have not tried the virtual on mode yet. Blue points. Wait, they just add those. Does that count? Yep. Secret cards. So there. Game, please. Yep. So there's probably a secret card up here. This one right here, probably. Boom. 3 balloons. I see. Please. It's probably not going to reach, but I need tails. Probably need tails. Come on with Virtual Fighter. Just glitching out with debug info. That's weird, though. Restart the timer. Let's just figure out where all these balloons are. Camera in this mode is so bad. I wonder if it was like a technical thing, like if they wanted things to be on screen the way that they wanted them to be, like they had to like force the camera to move in certain ways. Alright, so if I'm on Tails there. So let's ride with Tails for a little bit. The other balloons will be easy to get. In theory, they should be easy to get. Jesus, don't do this to me. It's a good thing this challenge is only 2 minutes. Spawn. Tree, get on the floating island. Boom. Oh my god. Oh my god. And yeah, back in Virtua Fighter, not the most stable game in the world. Alright, final challenge. I said I wasn't going to do all the challenges, but here we are doing all the challenges. Honestly, I wasn't expecting us to do the 7 cards as fast as we did. That's probably the one that gave me the most trouble. Like, when I think about it. I mean, the balloon ended up being the most troublesome, but for different reasons. I don't think there's anything up here, is there? Guess we'll never know. So, I'm curious. Is there only 100 rings total in here, or? I remember 100 rings. Remember that's taking me quite a while to get. 10 more. Four more. Where would 4 rings be? Where would we find 4 rings? Behind somewhere.
Honestly, the middle part is stressful. The moment I think
Anything up here?
everywhere.
There's 2. We're not gonna make it. Oh. What the hell? Yeah, we were too short. That's a bummer. Probably up here. It's just a fun little vantage point. I mean, at this point, we might as well try to get him, right? Like, we're on the final challenge. Like, we should probably do it. Oh. Fucking right there.
No, I'm saying like there.
Alright. Okay, we can totally do this. We'll work backwards, though. Oh no. I'm missing 6 and not 4. Oh, okay. Thank God. Alright, we're good. We're good. We know where they're all at. Oh my God. We made it. That's it. Hey, a good test of the 3D controller. Where's the credits ring, is it? Oh, I guess I should try Sonic R, right? Anyway, we'll do a race of Sonic R. I mean, also knowing me, we'll probably actually just beat Sonic R. It is not a difficult game to beat. It is much easier if you're supersonic, yes. We'll keep it to just one track, though. Oh, no. It said 3D Blast was also compatible. But I'm now not sure what that would like be compatible with. Like the special stage, or like do you get like 360 degrees of movement in the main game? You know what I mean? It's the whole game, really. I didn't even think about that. I just thought it was only 8-way movement because it was like it was a Genesis game. I'll try that next, actually. I just didn't even think about that.
Ready, set, go!
Oh. Or maybe. I don't think this is true analog movement. Like with the steering, I mean. I mean, it definitely detects the controller because it doesn't let me use the D-pad in the menus. Here, real... No, oh, I didn't want to do that level. I wanted to go back to Resort Island. I need something flatter to make sure. But I don't think this has true analog steering.
Ready, set, go!
Yeah, this doesn't have analog steering. Wow. Does it have analog forward movement, though? No. They literally just map digital inputs to the analog stick and the triggers. That's a bummer. Oh man, that's a. I mean, that's not a fault of the controller. That's a fault of the game. They didn't properly design this game with analog control. That's a real bummer. Wow. I could put this on 2D mode, and I would have the exact same experience with the analog stick. That's nuts. That's a real bummer. That being said, I like this game a lot. I really like how this game handles. Like, once you get a feel for it, like, I really genuinely do like it. Like, I know that it's easy to bash on this game, and I did bash on this game, and I was like, it's bad, but I like it. But I'm like, no. Like, when I think about old Saturnology episodes, there are two episodes that I want to go back and redo. It's Sonic R and Virtua Fighter. Virtua Fighter because I didn't properly articulate why I think that game's bad. Even though when people play it, you know, like, yeah, this is bad. But I'm like, I don't think I did a good job of explaining it. And Sonic R, I just kind of bashed it and called it bad. But I'm like, I don't care if it's bad. I like it. I don't, like... For me, it's like, no, I genuinely think... I don't think this is a bad game. I don't. I think this is a fun game. I bashed it because that's, like, what reviewers did. And I was also, like, not knowing what I was doing at the time. I genuinely like this game. I think it's a good game. And I would like to articulate that a little better in, like, a re-review of it. If I ever get the chance, again, to make more videos on a more consistent basis, I would love to do some revisits. So... As far as it's not a good racing game. It's not a racing game. It's a Sonic game with... I wouldn't even call it a Sonic game. Like, it's a Sonic game with tank controls, but, like... It's a Sonic game that you play like a racing game. And once you get, like, a handle on that, then it's like... Sure, you can have a lot of fun with it. Like, is it weird handling Sonic like a car when he's running? Yeah, it's weird when you think about it. But like once you wrap your head around it and be like, oh, this is like, once you stop getting in your head that you're controlling Sonic the way that you are, like, I think it handles pretty fine. Like, it's a pretty fun handling game. I think that, I mean, like, there's the level design and racing map design is very poor. But also, it opens itself up for, like, 3D exploration in a way that other racing games don't. But if you're playing it as, like, a racing game, like, the maps are really a mess. They really are. But as far as, like, 3D exploration goes, as a racing game, it reminds me a bit of, like, Diddy Kong Racing in a way. But even Diddy Kong Racing, like, those were still, like, pretty well laid out tracks that you could follow. Sonic R is a lot less so. Like, they're a more of a geometrical mess. Yeah. Yeah, Diddy Kong Racing tracks are clearly racing tracks, when Sonic R's are not. But even then, like, Diddy Kong Racing's tracks, like, also opened itself up to, like, a level of exploration that wasn't in many other racing games. Oh, this is fun. Oh, this is still like 8-way movement. It's not like true analog movement. But nah. It just maps D-pad controls to an analog stick. Let's get to a special stage. Let's see if those are mapped. Okay, how do we get... I honestly forget how we get to the special stage. I think we have to find Knuckles or Tails or whatever. I'm stuck running in circles. Oh, that's weird. No. Oh, fuck. Like, mapping the D-pad to the analog stick in this game doesn't feel particularly good. Can I not pick up this flicky? There we go. Cave in the back. That's right. Yeah. So you spend a lot of this game not going fast. This is probably actually a bad comparison, but this is just a faster Sonic Labyrinth. That being said, I do actually enjoy Sonic Labyrinth for what it is. Now, this invincibility music is fucking on one. Look at that bridge. Oh, shit. Let's get 2 more rings and then head back to Knuckles. Jesus. Oh, god damn it. Well, he already had like 42 rings, so let's give him like 9 and see what happens. Or 15. Hey, you want to let me in? There we go. All right. I'll let a few weeks to port this on here. It's me how this turned out. Yeah, really. All right. Nope. Oh, hold up. Oh shit, okay. Never mind, this is analog. Sonic stays where the joystick is pointed. Interesting. It's a bad use of analog for a game like this, but it's there. There is analog input of some sort in this game. It is an afterthought, for sure, but it's there. It's really janky and looks like it's not supposed to function that way, but there it is. There, there's our emerald. All right, we got our fill of Sonic 3D Blast. I think that's it. That's all this game has to offer in terms of 3D movement. That's a real bummer, but at least it has it in like the worst possible way, but it's there. Let's try 2 more games and call it. We're gonna leave set virtual on for last. So what should we do before that? Let's see. Back to the list. I was gonna say Burning Rangers, but then we'd have to go all the way through the whatchamacallit, that tutorial, and I kind of don't want to do that right now. It's more work than it's worth. I see Die Hard Trilogy. I'm curious. What would Die Hard Trilogies? I'm hoping it's F1 Challenge. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Damn it. Okay, let's do 3 games then. Hopefully this won't last very long.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not just the light gun mode that this is compatible with. I'm kind of hoping like the little third-person shooter. Masters of Quality at Probe Entertainment. Oh, there was even a controller option. Sleep Slope Sliders isn't 3D pad supported? I mean, I believe you. I would just be like, yeah, I'm surprised it wouldn't. Yeah, it's not on the list. Hot damn. That's a real bummer. That's a real missed opportunity. All right.
NYPD! Hey, this isn't even my jurisdiction.
Oh, the joystick does not work with this particular game. Well, okay. Maybe the driving game? Well, here, we'll do 5 seconds of the light gun game. Because that's all I can really stand of it. No, analog doesn't work on the light gun game. Hold on. It just remaps it. That's so weird. Maybe it's only the driving game. I mean, that would make sense, but
You surprised me again, Mac.
I'm making sure that Die Hard trilogy is on this list, and it is. Okay. It's like it's a racing wheel. Oh. I mean, this list says it's 3D controller compatible.
Think this car's got airbags? Go, go, go!
Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah. It is only for this game, which, I mean, that's fine. Ideally, you'd want the racing game to have analog control. But it's only on steering, no analog gas and brake. Also, I would love to see this game side by side with the PlayStation version. We didn't make it.
Are you aiming for those people?
Anyway. So it still detects the D-pad though, like for the first two games. So yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting one. I would have to look into that more. All right, let's do a quick round of F1 challenge. Then we'll try the virtual on mode, and then we'll call it a stream. Oh my god. Hold on, let's try that again. All of a sudden, it's like... I hate it when games do that. Certain games will just refuse to let it start without bringing up space. I think one of the NBA, well, like a lot of EA Sports games on Saturn do that. Like one of the NBA Live games did that. Highway 2000. No, I haven't done that yet either. Execution, did you switch from YouTube to Twitch? There we go. Go with my boy Mika Hakkinen. Hockenheim has the best music, but also the longest course. I'm looking to kind of wrap this up very soon, so we'll do the short course. All right. Some wheel movement right there. Oh yeah, this... Yeah, uh-huh. This controls really well. Hey, no surprise, F1 Challenge, pretty much no matter how you control it, is awesome. This is like racing masterclass on the Saturn. I should do another list video of just best racing games on the Saturn. That'd be a fun video. Yeah, this game is just like so well suited for the wheel, and the way that it maps that to the analog stick is just, I don't know how they do it so well. It just works really well. And earlier I played OG Daytona. That was the first game I played, was OG Daytona. And playing in 3D mode on that, since it was a steering wheel only game, or steering wheel only for analog movement. Control-wise, it reminded me a lot of Daytona on Dreamcast. I mean, yeah, it wasn't super great, but like once I got the hang of it, I'm like, yeah, this is totally serviceable. Like Daytona Circuit Edition with this controller, like, is head and shoulders like so much better. Like a big problem with that game was its controls, and playing it with this pad is just so much better than the standard 3D controller. Yeah, Circuit Edition with this controller, oh, it's night and day. It's so much better. I should point out I only tried Japanese Circuit Edition. I haven't tried the US one. But also, the Japanese one already has, like, somewhat improved handling as it is. So take that as you will. Do the Japanese one, nice. Speaking of demos, there's one that I'm curious to go back to look into something. The bootleg sampler has a demo of Sega Rally on it, and I want to say the car model is slightly different. The Silica model is slightly different in the demo than it is in the final retail release. It is slightly different. Okay. That's what I thought. Like, the spoiler on the back looks a lot bigger in the demo version than it does in the retail release. At least that's what I remember from memory. Something about it was different. Guitar and game over, yeah. Oh, I didn't even notice that. All right. All right. On to our last game. So along with this firmware, they had a little PDF. All right. So we need to start. Enable this mode. Okay. New macro attempts to recreate the twin stick arcade setup available in Japan for the virtual. Maybe we need the Japanese version? Well, I don't have... We do not have Japanese virtual on, so we'll have to do the American one. All right. Due to CNZ mirroring the LZRZ buttons, we had to make a few compromises. We appreciate everyone's feedback around this update. Please let us know if how this works out. To enable this mode on Saturn, press and hold Start and X for 5 seconds. Okay. See the mapping below. Left analog stick is the D-pad. Right analog stick. Up is Y. Down is X. Left is A. That doesn't seem right. But we'll give it a shot. Okay, so we chose twin stick.
Select your machine.
I'm kind of nervous with how this is going to work.
First mission. Round 1. Get ready.
Oh no. Yeah, this is not working at all. The D-pad left stick works as you would think, but the mapping on the right. Oh, so I'm hitting left on the right stick, and my guy's moving left on the right stick, and my guy's moving right. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, but what the hell? Yeah, this is not correct. Yeah, nothing about this is correct. What the hell? Yeah, what the hell's the camera doing? Like, none of the buttons are Hold on. Is there a way to remap those? Yeah, so if it's in this mode, it should work in theory, but it doesn't even then, because in the PDF, up is Y. If we're talking about the right stick on here, so up is Y, that's correct, and right is B, that is correct. A and X need to be flipped because it says A is left and X is down. Those need to be flipped. But even then, like when having with this control mode, here, let's try it again. Maybe I'm misunderstanding it. I don't know. I feel like that what a bizarre oversight on their part to completely miss that mark. To go out of your way to add this mode and to completely butcher an input like that just seems something lost in translation. I don't know. That's fucked up.
Get ready.
No, it still does the same thing. Okay, so right goes right, but when I hit down, it goes up and to the left. Yeah, something's not right here. The only correct input is right on the right stick. That's the only correct one. The triggers are working, which is good. Yeah. And it's still doing the weird camera thing. When I hit down and left, it does some weird camera stuff. Well, at least the D-pad and the buttons work, so. Yeah, they need to take another crack at this, because this is not working. I really want this to work the way that they're... by all accounts, it should work, but they butchered the input, but also, even then, like, the inputs that are correct are not working properly.
Round 2.
So, I don't know what's going on. Like, up is not functioning the way it should. So, let's finish this fight. Then. Yeah, up does nothing. My PDF was covering the chat, so I'm just now looking back at chat. I'll have to look at that Saturn Dave tweet in just a second. What's this Saturn Dave tweet? Stunts and air brakes, yeah. Or however, this is what I get one. Bro. Okay, so yeah, those are the lights that I get. There's 2 lights that are like that. I'm looking at Saturn Dave's tweet. This is what the actual sticks are doing. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Pretty much. It says also in the manual that the LEDs on the controller would turn blue. They don't. They stay green, and the light, it shows like the 4 lights on there, like on a Switch Joy-Con or on a Switch Pro controller, you know what I mean? That designates player number. And when I turn on 3D mode, it puts it as player 2 on the lights. But it still works. So there's something definitely lost in translation when in terms of the documentation on this thing, because it's saying there's multicolored LEDs on this thing, and they're definitely not. It says the default is red, and it only lights up green. So, I mean, documentation aside, and the fact that virtual on mode doesn't work, I think this thing's great. And the fact that you can they'll update the firmware to get it's like the Knights is working now, which is great. And they're trying to figure out this virtual on stuff, and they seem to be responding to that tweet about this firmware update. So that's good. Ghost drifting sort of gave stuck on inputs, yeah. Yeah, like they're definitely putting work into improving this controller, and that's great. I'll be playing. I need to play some more games with it too. Like, we're definitely not done playing with this controller. We got a lot more games to do, but as for right now, I'm gonna say that's gonna be a stream. There we go. I need to have a more elegant solution to setting that up. But this was a lot of fun. This was a really great stream. How long we stream for? About 3.5 hours, not bad. I got some exciting stuff happening in my life in terms of on the job front. Hopefully we'll see those changes sooner rather than later. And that could also mean some more stream time. But until next time, whenever next time I stream, I guess I'll see you next time. Follow me on Twitter, Blue Sky, do all that stuff. I post when I stream on there. I don't have a set schedule yet, but again, with the cool stuff with the job happening, that could change. So until the next time I stream, I will see y'all next time. Thank y'all for watching. Take care.